Happy Monday. How are you doing? Come in. As you can tell from the title, we're going to be talking about the main reason why you want to stop ignoring 3D. This means that if you are experiencing any false beliefs, any separation, any contrast, any circumstances, and I'll put that in all of that in quotations because they're not real, stop ignoring it, because it is a way that you need to experience your reality as is in order to maneuver through your shifts and understand that you are the version of yourself that already has your desire, no matter what the circumstance, no matter what the false belief is, no matter what the challenge or the obstacle or the contrast is. So this is going to be a short and sweet video. I cannot wait to hear more from you, especially if you are interested in doing the one-on-one for self concept, where we work together in a one-on-one capacity for 9 weeks and we shift you. So this is like done for you, done with you services that shift you into the version of yourself that already has your desire. And the main goal of all of this, when you're doing anything related to self-concept work, even like mindset work, just overall like law of assumption, manifestation work, you are essentially stepping into the version of yourself that is full, whole, and complete, which means that you are, again, like everything in all things, and you are shifting your conscious awareness into knowing, believing, seeing, feeling, thinking, all of that stuff into the version of yourself that just already has it. And this is why this work is so amazing, is because when you start to expand on your conscious awareness, you know exactly where you're at. You know that you are full, whole, complete, and already the version of yourself that already has your desire. So we shift into your desire embodiment. And if you're interested in just hearing more details about the program, feel free to send me a DM or hit the link, the third link in the bio, where you could set up a call for us to chat. So I cannot wait. Diving into this video, why you want to stop ignoring 3D. Well, I talk about everyone as you pushed out, and I'm going to be doing a masterclass on that. It's going to be a 3-day masterclass on that in the month of October. Haven't really set down those dates, but actually I may have actually set those dates. If you look at my page and all of the calendar updates, you might actually see the 3-day masterclass for everyone as you pushed out. And it's sort of like, it's acronymed. So it's like EIYPO, and it pretty much is going to be a deep dive into how to look at everyone as you pushed out. Why is this concept real for some and not for many? And how you can actually maneuver through like your relationships, your feeling states, obviously, but your relationships and what your reality is reflecting back to you, and how you could take that as feedback. So you don't want to ignore 3D, because the term, like just ignoring or ignorance, and ignoring and ignorance are kind of like one and the same. It's like there's something that you are either ignoring or refusing to educate yourself on. So when you like understand what that word actually is and what that means, like the version of yourself that already has your desire is not ignoring any aspect of yourself. It's not ignoring any aspect of their 3D. It's not ignoring any aspect of what their contrast or what their emotional body is telling them. So I feel like when you are in a mode of ignoring 3D, which is separate from like being delusional about having your desire, you still want to live in your 3D reality, because you still are a human. Like you still are a physical being. You are having, you're an emotion, like not an emotional, but you are a physical, like body having a human experience. So that said, like you want to be able to not just ignore what is going on in your 3D reality, but just take account. I feel like being able to really pay attention to your reality is also being able to measure what is actually going through in terms of materializing, and what you could actually take back as not going through, and what you could continue to work on. So you don't want to sort of ignore what is no longer working for you or what has not been working out for you, especially if you're noticing a pattern in your 3D. That is automatically telling you that you should not ignore any of it, that you should actually pay attention to your feeling states, to your inner self dialogue, to your overall being and where you're being, because it is through those feeling states where they're going to either allow you to rematerialize the same false belief, or it's going to put you into a new path where you can actually materialize what you want to experience. So either way, you want to start to pay attention to what is going on in your 3D reality so that you can start to ease yourself into your emotional feeling states, the desired emotional feeling states, because the goal here is to be so anchored in your desire embodiment that you can allow 3D to do what it has to do in order for you to fully materialize what it is that you want to materialize. You know, I talk about relationships and I talk about finances because I feel like those are the most common like hiccups that we as humans have in our lives, that we want to, you know, earn more and be more and experience wealth. And we also want to experience partnerships and divine union and harmonious marriages. And we want to start to become more of that. And then when we see certain like, I guess, reality, circumstances, experiences, it means that we are not worthy of it. And it actually means that when you're going through this in the really thick of it, it actually means that you deserve it, that you actually deserve this emotional wealth, financial wealth, this divine union, this harmonious marriage. So don't put any meaning, like a word or a meaning that is a false belief on a particular experience, because you are essentially creating the materialized circumstance. Everyone is you pushed out, meaning everything that you see in your reality is an opportunity to look at how you are experiencing yourself and how you are experiencing your life in relation to others. So it's literally another mirror that you are experiencing. And so I would urge you, especially if you are in the thick of it right now and you are experiencing heavy contrast or circumstances, contrast circumstances, false beliefs, I encourage you to really take a step back to ground yourself, get anchored in your emotional self-regulation. You want to get anchored in feeling those emotions. So don't shy away from actually experiencing what you're meant to experience here as a human is your emotions. You want to use your emotions as not just a way to measure, but just your overall feeling state compass and desire embodiment compass, because through those contrasting moments, in the thick of it moments, you can decide in every single moment, in that very moment, that you are shifted into the version of yourself that already has this desire, that is already full, whole, and complete, that is already safety, that is already in safety, security, and stability. I wish there was one word to just explain all three words at once. But you want to get into a mode where you are really feeling into this desire embodiment no matter what is being reflected back to you. So again, the goal of desire embodiment is to be so anchored in your desire embodiment that there is no physical, that if there is no physical evidence of this desire, that you are still anchored in the knowing that this belongs to you, that this is who you are, and this is going to materialize on the screen of space and time, no matter what. So that's what I want to say in this live. I'm just looking at my notes. Reality is a reflection. You want to be so anchored in your desire that anything could show up, any false belief, any circumstance, any contrast can show up, and you know that you are 100% desired, or 100% 100% embodied in your desire, and nothing or no one, including yourself, is going to get in the way of that desire embodiment. So yeah, get anchored in your desire embodiment, get anchored in your safety, stability, security, get anchored in your emotional regulation, get saturated in your subconscious mind that this desire is for you, that this desire is real, that this desire is meant for you, and it's really allowing you to have room to choose, to choose that you get to be in this desire embodiment and really feel into that. So I think there's a difference between completely ignoring, hi Matthew, hey Matt, thank you for joining. There is a complete difference between you actually experiencing the contrast and wanting to ignore it versus you not seeing exactly what you want to experience and still being anchored in that knowing, in that feeling state that you already have this desire, no matter what is being reflected. So this is actually moving out of reactionary mode into desire embodiment mode, and you knowing that this is all for you. This is all 100% for you. Otherwise, you would not have desired this particular experience, because to desire is to actually receive. So when you are desiring this thing and you are denying yourself of that desire, that's why you're seeing all of this contrast and this false belief, because you don't yet know that you are like fully aware and worthy of this desire and already having this desire. So there's also something that you are not giving yourself in the process of experiencing your contrast and wanting to ignore what is going on outside of your body. Got a call. So another thing, and I'll leave on this note, is that everyone is you pushed out, and there's a reason why this becomes fact. The more and more you get consciously aware of your emotional self, of your subconscious mind, of your false beliefs, of just your emotional body, is that you know that you are the cause. Instead of knowing that, life is happening outside of you, everyone is you pushed out means that everyone is inside. Like the world is inside. The universe is inside. And the more and more you understand that, the more you could start to release whatever false beliefs, whatever circumstances, whatever does not exist, and whatever is really giving you that air of illusion and separation, to know that everything is you pushed out, everyone is you pushed out, is also understanding that there's nothing to change but self. And that's what I want to leave on, is that there's nothing to change but self. No one is out there. Nothing is out there. Everything is within you. And until you become the change you seek to experience, that's when you will start to really experience your desire on a whole entire deeper, higher level. And yeah, that's what I want to say. And I hope that this was a very informative live. I intend that this live was really what you needed to hear, especially if you keep hearing in this law of assumption space that you have to ignore 3D, that you have to ignore your emotions, you have to ignore your human experience. Is completely far from the truth, that you actually want to get anchored in this emotional body, self-regulation, and your desire embodiment. On that note, I hope to hear from you. If you have any questions, let me know, flip me a DM, and I hope to see you on the next live. Cheers.